Hello everyone, I'm Nidra's mother, and I was just going to give a few minutes little talk about her, the process of her cancer treatments and everything. And I just wanted to say that when I first found out she had cancer, it sort of caught me off guard, but the Lord gave me the strength and the wisdom to figure out what to do. So at that time, I came to Kansas City to be able to help her as she went through her chemo treatments and her radiation treatments. But thank the Lord that I have other children and family that live in the area, so it wasn't quite as bad. But I just want to say I thank the Lord for healing her body, that all of her tests are saying that she's been completely healed of the cancer. And I want to thank the Lord because His Word says it's by His stripes that we were healed. So I continue to stand on that word, and I continue to believe God that she is healed and that all is well. And so at this time, I'm going to go back to the town where I live until the Lord says that He wants me to move back to the area. But I'm going to continue to pray and believe God for her, that she's healed and that she won't have to go through any more tests or anything like that. And I'm going to continue to pray that the Lord heal her of the pain that she's having sometimes in her body, because with the chemo she was seemed to be more sick than with the radiation. So I just want to thank the Lord again, and I want to thank everybody who's been praying for her and who's been continuing to give the situation to the Lord. So praise God again, and I just want to continue to thank Him and give Him all the glory and the praise.
If I could share the way I felt the moment I felt like my life shifted, because I knew my friend's life shifted. Um, it was devastating. I think the thought of cancer, to a lot of us, most of the time is a death sentence. And even now, I am holding back the tears because I'm at work. But um, it was devastating to know that someone I love would have this journey before them. But immediately, God restored my faith, and I knew that she was a woman after God's own heart, and I knew that you would beat this thing, girl, and you did, and I love you, and I'm ready to party.
Hey Nidra, I just wanted to come on here and talk about what I felt when I first heard about, or I was told that you had cancer. My first reaction was I had an emotional reaction where I was like, oh my gosh, why is this happening to her? And I was worried about the kids, and I was worried about what you might be going through, what your family might be going through. But right after that, my spiritual man began to kick in, and I could hear the Lord telling me that you were going to be okay, you're going to be fine, and that the whole situation is just a test for us to be able to say, okay, God, you take control. You have all the power. You are a healer. We are asking you, and we're expecting God to be a healer. And so, and I hear the Lord saying that you're going to be fine. Your children are going to be fine. This is going to be a testimony, a wonderful testimony at the end of everything. And never at one point, even though I was worried about what you might be going through, what your family might be going through, not at one time did I ever think that you would succumb to cancer. So I just want you to be encouraged, know that I love you, And I'm asking God to be a healer of your body, a healer of any of the trauma that you have gone through, any of the trauma that your children have gone through mentally. I'm asking that God be a healer of the mind, the body, the soul. And I'm just excited for the testimony that's going to come at the end of all this. And so just know that I love you and that I'm always here for you to talk to. And weeping might come at night, but joy comes in the morning. And I'm just excited for your testimony and for what God has for you next, because we have a long, long life to live, baby. We are not that old. And so I'm excited for our second part of our lives. So just take rest, and I will talk to you, and I'm always here for you. Love you. Bye.
So I can honestly say that a week prior to her telling me that she had breast cancer, she had already shared a couple things with me. But one that stuck out is that the Lord was, she felt oppressed from the Lord on her. But and of course, she didn't know what it was. And so that's her story, and I'll allow her to share her story. But that's what stood out to me. And then the week after that, she tells me that she has breast cancer. So immediately I'm just like, okay, all right, you can get through this, because she has gone through a lot. And again, that's her story to tell, but she has gone through a lot, and the Lord has been with her, been with her husband, been with her family, her children. She has 6 beautiful babies that she has birthed. And so we all know that that alone can do quite a number on a woman's body. And so I'm just so grateful to be able to be her friend, to be her support, even in times that I'm not able to be there physically. I'm definitely there spiritually, praying her through, encouraging her. And God is always, always, always in the midst of anything that she and I do. He's definitely in the midst. I know who Nidra is to the Lord, and there is no doubt in my mind that cancer was going to defeat her. She is strong-willed. So yeah, she's strong-willed, and she has proven that when you have faith, you definitely can get through anything. And so she's just a testament of God's faith and grace. She's gonna be a testimony of healing, another healing testimony for those out there fighting cancer. You can get through it. You can get through it with your trust and faith in God. You can get through it. Get you a support, even if it's one person, some type of support. You got this. So Nidra, I'm ecstatic that you have made it to the end of your treatments. Everybody has been rooting you on, and we know who you are to him. That's why you are special to us. You may not know how special you are, but we know who you are. We know who you are to him, and that means everything to me, to anybody you even know. Yeah, you are special. You special, and God shows how special you are, because cancer didn't do nothing. Cancer didn't do nothing. And so I pray that you will continue to be in recovery, and you will be in remission, and you won't have any more reoccurrences with cancer. We are done with cancer.
I would say that hearing when you first told us about the breast cancer, it really hurt us, as a family unit. Mom hasn't really gone through anything like this before, and I had just lost my dad, and you waited to tell me because I was so hurt about that. But you're just so strong in my eyes, and you always have been, and it just hurt my heart because you've always been an amazing person, God-fearing person, and you just hate to hear good things happening to good people, and so that just always stays in my mind, and worrying and making sure you're fine. And even if I don't call every day and things like that, I just know that I'm here for you and would do anything for you. You're my sister, and I love you to death. And I'm so happy that we've came to the end of this journey, and I pray God continues to bless us and keep you safe, and your body going, because I would lose my mind if something happened to you.
So when Nidra told me about her situation, I was very heartbroken. Sad. Didn't know what to say. I just feel broken because no one likes to hear the C word. So I was real heartbroken, and she did it at church, which make it so bad. So I couldn't focus no more. My focus was just on her and how did this come about. But I thank her for sharing that with me, because that is something personal, and I thank her for having confidence in me, for sharing that with me. So that made me a little stronger with her going through, with me calling her and texting her on a not day-to-day basis, but regular basis, of encouraging her and letting her know I'm there with whatever she needs. Letting her know I love her. Letting her know I'm praying for her and family strength. And just that I love her, And so I'm glad that I was a part of it, because we are close. Like, she is my little sister. Yes, I said my little sister. So I don't get too close to very, very, very few people, but Nidra is one of them. So I love her for that, and I'm still praying for her journey and thanking God for her.
When you told me you had cancer, I remember I was on the phone with you, headed somewhere, and I had a little time. I hadn't talked to you, and I knew I needed to catch up with you, so I called you and just kind of was like, girl, I ain't talked to you in a month of Sundays, blah, blah, blah. Went on about my life, talking about my life, and you listened, and then in the end, you were like, well, I have something to tell you. And I said, you pregnant. You pregnant. You pregnant. And you were like, girl, no. I didn't know how you was pregnant anyway, but I just knew that's what you was about to tell me. So then I was like, well, what's up? And you were like, well, I don't remember if you said breast cancer or cancer, but I just know you were like, I have cancer. And I was like, and I think I reacted like that because I was shocked. Like, I did not expect you to say that. So I asked you what stage, and you told me the stage and the story behind it. And at that point, I felt peace, like, because I knew that this was not unto death. I think I even said, like, oh, girl, you're good. Like, I don't remember exactly, but I know I felt like, oh, she's good. So I guess I would say I felt shocked, but then also peaceful, like you were good, like, because I just knew you were good. I think I remember even saying, like, I can't wait for you to ring that bell. Do they have a bell there? And I told you need to celebrate, and you were like, I just want to eat, because this food ain't been fooding. Like, the food ain't been fooding. I was like, girl, so you just want to eat? You don't want to have no big celebration? But that was really it. And then after the aftermath, like, I just remember, like, feeling so excited for you when you rang the bell, and just encouraged, because I watched you go through that journey. And then even watching you make these videos that you've been making, I'm just like, man, she's about to bless somebody. Like, I don't know the testimony that's truly gonna come out of this in the end, because it's deeper.
So when you first told me about your diagnosis, I was in disbelief. Like, it felt like it was so like out of nowhere, you know? And like when you told me, like, it didn't really hit for real until I saw you going through your treatment. Like, it was so hard to see you go through that because you're my cousin. I love you. And I couldn't do anything but trust God and pray. Like, that's all I could do. Like, and just to see, like, you were still like joyous. You were still Nidra. But like, for me to like witness you go through this was really hard for me. It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking for me to see. Like, I never, like, my aunt was diagnosed as well, but like, I didn't really see her, go through like chemo and stuff. Like, I never really saw her during the treatment, but like to see you on Sundays and then to not see you some days, and it was just hard. And then on top of that, like seeing, Charles, be hurt by this. I had so much emotion because it was happening to somebody. Oh, hold on. It was happening to people who I was really, really close to. So it was really hard for me. But, I prayed and I prayed and I trusted because that's all that I could do, And so, once you ring that bell, girl, woo, I was screaming and like, yeah, wow. This question really just took me back to that room where you told me, like, anyway. And so, yeah, I am so proud of you, for one, because like you continued to smile, to laugh, like, and a lot of people wouldn't be able to do that. Like, and I encourage you to continue to tell your story. Like, there are people who need hope. There are people who need to know that you can still, there are people who need hope, for one, okay? They need to know that there's hope. And then the other thing is they need to know that our God, Jesus Christ, he heals. If you believe, he will. So, yeah. I love you.
Where do I start? When I got that phone call from you telling me about your diagnosis, I felt heartbroken. I felt heartbroken for you because I know the things that you've gone through already. I felt heartbroken for the kids. I felt heartbroken for Charles. And I began to ask God, why, Lord? Why her? Like, Lord, ain't she gone through enough? And I did. I questioned God, like, Lord God, why? And then I began to pray. Because I said, Lord God, whatever it is that you are doing, the outcome is going to be great. And to walk with you. Sorry, I had to take a moment. But what I was going to say is watching God move in your life. From your physical health to your spiritual health to your emotional health to your mental health, watching God move in your life has truly been a blessing because you have defied the odds. You have made doctors question their practice, the numbers, and I know that is nothing but God. We don't always understand what it is that he's doing, but we know he's doing something. So to watch you, woman of God, allow God to use you in whatever way he sees fit has truly been a blessing. I encourage you to tell your testimony. I encourage you to use your platform to educate, to build the kingdom. I encourage you to write a book, girl. Whatever direction God is taking you in, I encourage you to do it. And guess what? I am here for it, okay? Because you are destined for greatness. And hey, the season is now.
So, when I first received news from Nidra that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer, that was really devastating for me to hear. I just didn't even I didn't even know what words to give her to comfort her, because that's hard. That's hard to hear that my best friend is gonna have to go through something that's life-changing, but after we had our conversation, I broke down. I broke down, and I prayed and I prayed, and God told me that she's gonna be okay, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna get through this. And it's just like, wow, she's been through a lot in a short amount of time. And but it's gonna be over before we even know it. Like, the end is near. And I'm just so proud of her for having the courage to put her story out there. And it takes a lot to still be a mom, be a wife, and also deal with an illness that takes all your strength out of you, But I just want to say, just be encouraged. We love you, and I'll see you on the other side of this. There's definitely, we're gonna celebrate. But you just have so much more to give, and bless people. This is just it's not the end all be all. So I love you. And, if you need me, I'm there. Bye-bye.
When my mom said she had chest cancer, well, I started thinking, is it real or not? And she said it is. So I was sad all day, and now I feel better. And my mom feels better now, and I'm much more happy. When I first found out that our mother had breast cancer, I thought they were joking about it, and when they told us that it wasn't fake or anything, I started crying because I was sad, because I thought something would happen to our mother. But then she went to the doctor's office, and she started going there mostly every day to get better and stuff. And tomorrow is her last day of radiation, so congratulations, Mother.
When I first heard that our mama got
breast cancer. I also thought it was a joke, and I believed it at first until they actually told us that they wasn't joking, and I also did cry, and I didn't know how to feel about it because I didn't know what was gonna happen, and then eventually I just thought or just knew that she was gonna get through it, and then now it's her last day, so congratulations.
When I first found out my mama had breast cancer, I was nervous and I was sad because she could die from that. But now she's doing better. She's doing all good now. She's doing good with her radiation. Love you, mama.
I first found out, I was sad. I was crying like everybody else, and I didn't really like talking about it because every single time I would think about it, I would just cry. But I feel like my mama, she really helped us like not be so sad, because my mama was never sad. Like every single time I would ask her like, are you sad? Are you scared about it? She would be like, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. So that kind of made me feel a little better about the situation, and I knew she was gonna be okay. And the doctor visits was going good for her. And yeah, congratulations on beating that cancer. And I'm thankful that's your last day and you beat it. Love you, mommy. Love you, queen.
Slay. Okay, so I was the first child to find out that my mom had breast cancer. So when I found out, they didn't know if it was official that she actually had it. But when she first told me about how she felt a lump on her chest and went to go get it checked out, I was crying on the stairs before work. And I was so sad because I had a feeling that she had it. And then a couple of weeks later, they found out and they told me that she did have it. And yeah, I was so sad because when you think of breast cancer, you think of somebody dying. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, my mom, she's gonna die. But I prayed that God would save her. But congratulations, mommy. We love you.
Hello, Deidre Jones. This is your husband speaking. Just wanted to let you know that I'm proud of you. I'm happy that tomorrow is your last treatment. You see me keep looking out the window, trains going by, but it's been a long journey since February, and you know, we've been through the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, you know, watching my wife pretty much not have strength. It's heartbreaking. You know, kind of like the first day they told us that you had cancer, you know, my heart broke. You know, but I watched you go through surgeries and, you know, treatments and more treatments, and not once did I hear you complain about, you know, why you had to go through this. But I'm happy to see that you've made it to the end. I'm happy for the strong person that you are, for the example that you are to our kids, to me. And I just encourage you to keep going. You know, you have the strength and the mindset to do anything that you put your mind to, and I thank God for you. And I pray that these next coming years we get paid back for what we had to go through. You know, it's not easy, but I can honestly say I think we made it look easy. But that's because we both have our trust in the Lord. So I just want to say I love you. I got to get back to it. See you later. I got it. You can go over there, Mama. I'm recording. Yay. We're officially done. Trying to get you a good video here.
I made him stop. Okay.
Go ahead. You want to ring it again? It's a video.
You already ring it.
Okay.
Small one?
Yeah, small one.
We're all done. Woo, woo. Oh.